Good morning, everyone. Forgive the intrusion. This is an emergency message. My name is Sifu Damon Naeem, and I teach street-ready counterviolence, and that's an important term to note, in particular in this particular circumstance. I'll give you the short and dirty version. Just about 20 minutes ago, I was just attacked in the street and had to use my training to survive. A street fight. Guessing from the way this person moved, my suspicion is, even though he did not admit this, my suspicion is that this person was a trained martial artist. Probably one of the MMA octagon guys, because of the way he held his hands, the way he moved, and the fact that he tried to throw a Thai kick. He tried to throw a Thai kick at me and hit me. Make a long story short, this person jumped in my face, called me a nigger, and then started trying to walk up on me and swing. When I put my hands up like this and said, hey, don't walk up on me, he continued to walk forward and then tried to swing. He missed his punch and then threw a Thai kick. I lifted my leg up so the Thai kick just barely grazed my leg, but from that point on, street-ready counterviolence kicked in. He was doing sport. I was using street-ready counterviolence. So what happened was, as he started to step, I continued to move, so he couldn't set up his kick, he couldn't set up his punch, and then as he started to step, I would just cut him off. And I hit him with some nice low-line kicks, caught him in the knee about 3 times, until the point where he really couldn't move that much anymore. And then his hands were useless. He got really desperate and started throwing wild shots. As he missed his shots, I would slip his shots, and I caught him with a nice back fist to the face. Pow! But because this person was not a street fighter, it was not a novice, it didn't lead into a continuous striking repetition. It didn't lead into any of the trapping. It didn't lead into any of the Julocks. It almost worked more like a sparring match because this person's approach as they came toward me to fight. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because I hope that your training allows you to be flexible. You cannot assume that the person who's accosting you in the street has no training. You cannot assume that the person in the street fight can't fight. Now, if this was a novice fighter, if he didn't have savvy, if he didn't know how to move at all, it probably would have been a much different affair. But because this person had some training, it turned into almost more of a sparring field, meaning there was a certain distance that was kept between us, and he was strategically trying to find a way to enter the critical distance so he could launch his attacks. At that point, all I did was pick him off as he was coming. So your training should be ready for the street, and in the street, you could run into trained martial artists. Now, it is Righteous Science Martial Arts code of ethics that we do not seek out fighting other martial artists in the street. That should be a code. However, the caveat is that no person on the street in their right mind is going to say, hey, I'm a martial artist. So you don't know what you're going to run into. That is the point. And you should be ready for everything. And when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So I did this in my street, in my work clothes. As you can see, I just dropped my children off for school. I have not broken a sweat. I didn't even get my hair messed up. So give thanks to my teachers for training me. Give thanks to my students for training with me, helping me to refine street-ready counterviolence, righteous science martial art, because it came in handy for me this morning. I was able to get to my job, escape the police before they showed up, and still have time to enjoy my cup of coffee. Have a great day.